My name is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today is May 30. You see, May 30? I don't know, 30th. I don't know. In the Netherlands we say 30 May. It's much easier. Monday, May 30, 2022. And this is episode 29. My name is Sarah. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. I love to knit, I love to crochet, and I love to talk. And that's the most important you need to know about me. And it's also the perfect combination to make a knitting podcast. If you are a returning viewer, I want to welcome you. No, you say that with new viewers. If you are... Oh, I'm such a bad podcaster. If you are a new viewer, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. So nice to have you here. So nice to read all your lovely comments. And I'm every week I'm getting more fun in doing this in English. So that's a good sign. Okay. Today I'm gonna tell you about my handwerkperikelen, and that's Dutch for crafting adventures. I will tell you all about my things the last week. Yes, and let's start with what I wear. What I wear is my Hiedra headband from FiberTales from Lerke. It's one of my favorites, so I wear it all the time. I wanted to make a summer version of it in a summery yarn, but still... didn't happen. And today it's quite cold. It's a cold, cloudy day in May. And I like that. So I can wear my cardigan again. And there's no need for a summery version of my headband until now. But it's getting better, warmer weather the coming days. So maybe soon. I also wear a knitted cardigan, a hand knitted cardigan, but it isn't knitted by me. It's my one of my favorite, maybe my absolute favorite cardigan, but it's thrifted. It's a thrift shop found. Can you imagine how happy I was? When I found it, I couldn't knit this kind of stuff by myself already, and now I can do it, but it's still my favorite. I guess because of the colors, but as you can see, it was already a vintage cardigan and I wore it a lot. So I have yarn in my stash to remake this cardigan, a replica. And there's no pattern, but it's not difficult color work. So I can see me making another version of this. I only don't know when. But today I wear it because it was a bit cold, a bit chilly, and I already feel I'm warming up because when I'm talking and I close the windows because I don't want to that my neighbors hear me talk about knitting and crochet. It feels a bit awkward. So I close the windows and now I can feel it's almost June. It's almost summer. So maybe I take it out in a minute. Okay. What I finished, not really something. I have a half finished object, a half FO. I finished it this morning, a sock. And it's a gift for a friend, and I'm knitting on it quite a while. It's a very slow progress because I'm changing a few things to the way I normally knit socks. I always knit toe up. Since I discovered it, I started cuff down, but I prefer toe up mainly because the way you cast on the stitches. I always use the Turkish cast on, and it's much easier and relaxing for me than the cast on 60 or 64 stitches. That's my main reason for toe up as a favorite way. This is also a toe up sock, so I didn't change that, but I changed the needle. As I told last week, was it last week? I don't know. I bought the shorties, the red shorty set from Chargu, and now I have a very, very tiny shorty needle. I think this is the shortiest combination you can make, I guess, because these are the shortiest tips. The tips from 5 centimeters, and the shortest cable, I guess 13 centimeters. That makes 23 centimeters. I don't know how much inch that is, but I don't know. You know probably. When I knitted Continental, I didn't prefer these shorties, but I tried. But now I'm changing my knitting style from Continental to a kind of combination between English style throwing and flicking. They are lovely to work with, but my hands need time to get used to this way, to hold the yarn, that my tension is correct, and it's not a flowing movement already sometimes, and it improves every stitch, every row, but it isn't as quick as my Continental way of knitting socks with magic loop. Although this how do you say, magic loop costs much more time when you have to throw the cable through the stitches every half round. So yeah, I really like this one. Oh, it's sweet needle. Oh, I love you, little shorty. So it's very nice, but I need time to get used to it, and patience. I'm not a very patient person, so it's quite hard to me. But I use the yarn. It's a skein of long yarns. I don't have, I will put a link to my Ravelry notes. I don't have the label here right now, but I guess it calls Chemical Elements, Super Socks Chemical Elements. And I thought it was more stripy, but it has a kind of pattern in it. And I'm making these for a friend, and he said he loves... first he said, I asked him, what are your favorite colors? He said blue and yellow. And I thought, no, not blue and yellow. I'm not a blue person. And blue with yellow, I don't like. And then we talked about it, and he, when he understands it, I was asking it for socks, because I also want a piece of hardboard. In Dutch we say karton. I don't know, but this from an old box, from a used box. He knew I would knit him socks, and he was very pleased, very happy with that idea. And he said, oh, but I love browns and grey more for socks. Not blue and yellow socks, he didn't want them either. So I chose this yarn because it has grey and brown, and grey and brown, that is, in different shades. And I added some black sock yarn. I don't know which yarn it is, because it was a blue skein and I dyed it black my own, but I don't remember which yarn it was. Some old for my stash. One day as I said, I'm not a blue person, and one day I dyed all the blue yarns in my sock yarn stash black and brown, and yeah, I'm very happy with that. And so I did contrasting toe heels, shadow wrap short row heel, absolute my favorite heel, and cuff. And this was the first time mostly when I knit ribbed socks, I use a knit 3 purl 1 pattern, but now I did my favorite ribbing, knit 2 purl 2, and that's also the reason why it costs so much time, because flicking and throwing only knit stitches goes much faster than knit 2 purl 2, and I've watched several tutorials on YouTube what you have to do with your yarn. I guess I told about it last week. I don't know exactly what but it kept me busy watching the tutorials and being patient, and I'm very proud. I knit a whole sock, and I'm still struggling because I don't know if you can see it, with my tension there were 2 rows. What did I do there? I don't know, but they are a bit loose. Doesn't bother. But I'm a bit worried about the fit. I guess they will fit perfectly, or they are too small. That's also why I added a rib stitch, a rib part, only at the front. Normally I do the rib part at the leg or around about. Is that a word? I guess. But now only at the front, and I don't know. It's quite exciting if they will fit, and if they don't, my son has the same foot size, and maybe his son too, I don't know, so it will be alright, and I will knit another pair. But I've noticed that when I knit continental style, my gauge is looser than when I knit English style or flicking style. So the stitches are tighter, and that's okay. That's what I wanted. What I wanted, but it also changes my gauge for socks, and that's logical. But yeah, I'm a bit expiring. So I don't have second sock syndrome because I love to knit second socks. Because I already know exactly what I have to do. So what I will do is put this sock next to me and knit, and I guess I make an appointment with myself, I guess, to do every day 10 rows, maybe 20. There will be, this sock will be moving and growing, and not put in my project bag in somewhere in the room, but grow a bit every day, and then it will be finished within 2 weeks, I guess. So yeah, I'm looking forward to casting on the second one. I guess I'm going to do that tonight. So, half a finished object. And that's all. I had a busy week, and I didn't have a lot of knitting time and crochet time, and also I was knitting very slow because of the change, and normally things flow off my needle, fly, things fly off my needle, but this week not, and it was okay. And I also last week I was talking about a new cast on, and I would tell you this week what it would be, but I don't have a new, I do have a new cast on, but I will show it in a minute, but that's not what I exactly meant. I meant a garment, but there are a few things on my needles already, and I was thinking about, okay, oh yeah, that's interesting. That was part of the process. 2 weeks ago I went to the Handwerkbeurs, a knitting event in the Netherlands, and I bought my needles and some yarn, and I've bought quite some yarn last few months, and quite some patterns, and that's okay, I have a very, very nice yarn stash now, but after that knitting event I felt it's good, it's enough now, it's okay. Make the appointment with yourself that it's enough, and you will knit from stash from now on. So I did. I made that appointment with myself, not I thought, is it necessary to pick a date, whole 2022, or till my birthday in November? And I didn't know. And then I thought, oh, but in October it's the mystery knit along from Stephen West. I don't have the yarns for that. And then I thought, it's okay, you can buy yarn when you want to, but now it feels like it's enough. So focus on your stash. No patterns and no yarn. For how long? It feels good. So I was looking through my stash and to other patterns and thinking about what will be my next cast on, my next project. Something for summer. I have quite some summery yarns and projects in my stash, but I didn't feel the sparkle for that one or that one. It was quiet in me, so I'm not used to that. So I waited and I was thinking about what did I knit the last few years and what do I wear? Did I wear a lot the last few years? And that's interesting because I like to knit special colorful things or with nice patterns, but I love to wear the most basic ones and not especially the most fun knits to make, but I love the neutrals, the colors, an easy stitch pattern, I guess. So that's interesting. And I was looking in my wardrobe and then I thought, I don't need anything this summer. Not because I have so much summery knits. No, I don't have so much. Oh yeah, I don't know the difference between when do you use much and when do you use many. I can Google it, but it's so nice to read that in the comments. So if there is someone who can explain to me when you need much and when you need many, I'm quite sure I learned it 20 years ago, no, 25 years ago, 30 years ago at school. Oh, I'm quite old. But I forgot. And every time I say one of these words while recording, I remember, oh, I wanted to look for that, how I used it, but I forgot every time. So if somebody can explain it to me, I would be very grateful. But what was I talking about? Oh, I don't need anything. I'm very happy with my linen skirts and I have black tees, short sleeves, long sleeved, and also, how do you call it? Is that a tee with no sleeves for very hot weather? And it's absolutely okay. I have all I need. I have warm sweaters, I have shawls, I have everything. I have a summery headband also. I have everything, so I don't need anything. And that was quite a nice feeling. So I thought, when I'm not feeling to cast on now, just work on the projects you have on your needles. So the shawl for my friend, I haven't got it here because it's only grew a bit. It's getting a bit bigger, but I will show it next time. And I was playing with my Ariana cardigan. I will show you in a minute. I have a tiny little new cast on. I was knitting on my socks and it was okay. I knit also a bit on my scrappy blanket, on my squared one. The coziest memory blanket from Camper Ray. And oh yeah, I also brought one of my scrappy blankets to my mom. The harbor blanket, the crochet one, pattern from Lucy from Attic 24. It was a yarn that was gifted to me from Long Yarns, and it was a mix from wool and acrylic, and I don't like acrylic. It was a good, it worked pretty nice, but I don't want a blanket with acrylic. And I know my mom loves to crochet, and it felt good to put it out, put it to her, to put it at my house. So I asked her if she wanted, and no pressure. And she said to me, yeah, it's okay, but then I want to keep it. I said, yeah, I know. When I bring something to my mother to finish, she always wants to keep it. And that's okay. She deserves it, absolutely. And when it's something I want bags. I also get it back, or get it back from her, but it was funny. You can keep it, Mom. And I say I only want to show it in the podcast sometimes, but it will probably take a few years because it before it finished. Oh, I'm struggling about the words. Okay, so let me show you first my little tiny cast on. In a little tiny project bag from my friend Ingrid van Leuk Gemaakt. I needed a little tiny cast on in my bag for when we are on the road. And mostly I use socks for that. But I have already so many socks. Many. It's more. Much is single. Many is double or more. I don't know. So I needed another cast on, and I was thinking, is there something we need? And it's tiny enough to put in my bag. And then I remembered my washcloth. I don't like that word. In Dutch we say washandje. And in English it's wascloth, but the last two letters are bothering me. They are hard to pronounce neatly. Washcloth. I'm sorry. But a few years ago, I think too, in 2019, my children were at primary school then. Every time when it was summer vacation, I made a little gift for their teachers. And I had quite some linen yarn in my stash. And I crochet a little washcloth. And I also made some from make a few for my friends, and I put a nice soap within and it was absolutely okay. And we had quite a few in for our own use, and this one I want to show because it is used for 2 years. And it's, I wash it every week, I guess, on 60 degrees. My towel laundry I do on 60 degrees. And it still looks quite neat. And I was pretty surprised that it stays so good after such intense use every week. And they are very nice for washcloth because they are a little rough. So you can scrub a bit. And I also use them for cleaning my house. I was cleaning the floor, and it's also, in Dutch we say you have schuursponsjes. Tiny little things with a rough upside, a rough bovenkant. And you can scrub the floor or your dishes or whatever, your bath. And these work out pretty good as well. So when they are in the wash, you have to they shrink a bit, so you have to put them out. And I must say I like them a little bit longer. So my next one I make a little bit longer. But I made this pattern on my own. Yeah, it's not really a pattern because it's such an easy one. But I casted on some stitches with chains. I guess it's on my blog. I will put a link down here in the show notes, but it's in Dutch, and I don't know if you can figure it out, but it's quite easy. You chain a few stitches, 24 I guess, and then you make a few rounds of I don't know the terms in English or in American. They are different also, but a few rounds of the most basic stitch. In Dutch we say vasten. Is it double crochet? I don't want to look it up. It costs time. And then after a few rounds, you crochet the V-stitch. So 2 double crochet, treble crochet. I don't know. We call it stokjes. 2 stokjes in the same stitch. And you make a long piece of fabric. And when it's finished, you fold it double and you knit a round. No, not a round. You crochet some vaste there and some vaste there, double crochet. Very, very easy and very, very nice. So I had another linen yarn in my stash, and it's raw linen from Borgo de Pazzi, and I don't know, it was a gift, but I don't know, maybe it was a gift on a yarn party, but I guess, Lidie, ik denk dat ik het voor jou heb gekregen. I don't know, I don't remember exactly, but it's quite a few years in my stash, and it's a lovely sea green color. And I have one skein, and what do you do with one skein? You can make a washcloth. And if I wanted to make a little bit longer than this one, so it fits my hand better. My pattern on my blog says you use 40 grams for one. This is a skein of 100 grams. So I guess when I make it a bit longer and I can make two 50 gram washcloth from one skein, I will be very, very happy. So this is a very easy pattern for me to have in my bag, and I can crochet a bit when I want to, when I'm in the car or whatever. So I love this, and I have I have quite a few linen yarn balls in my stash, all one from one color, so this is perfect for washcloth. So, well, that was my new cast on. Then I'm also, here's the tag. Raw linen from Borgo de Pazzi, color 192. 100 gram, 150 meters, 100% linen. Okay, I will put it in here. Quite organized. Then in my craft basket I have my Avena. And my Avena, I've told in one of the first episodes in English about the Avena. The Avena is of course the Avena sweater by Jennifer Steingas, and I knitted the sweater early 2022, I guess, January. And although I was very pleased with the result, I didn't wear it as much as I want to, because I'm not a high neckline person, but I love the color work, but I don't love sweaters to there. And I did quite some adjustments to make a lower and wider neckline, but still the fit wasn't great for my feeling. So I steeked it. And then I thought, when I make a big collar, which you can fold, not such a collar, but the collar you can fold, it would be perfect. And I did. But what I did was, before I steeked, I knit the collar, and I knit it quite big. And after that, I steeked it and knit a steek sandwich and a button band. Also, through besides the color. That's not correct grammatic, but I hope you know what I mean. But when I wear the sweater, it was not, the color was too big, and it was not, it was way too big, and it was not nice. And I didn't notice directly, but later I did the same thing with Oh Those Pops of Pink, another cardigan that was already a cardigan but was a bit too fitted for me. I also added a big collar, not as big as this one, but some shorter, and from then on that cardigan was my favorite, absolutely favorite. But that color was shorter, and it was much more perfect than this one. So I wanted to change it, but yeah, I had to rip out all the steek. I don't want that, so I tried other options. They all didn't work out, so after all, I did rip out everything, the whole color, 50 rows of rip to knit 2, purl 2, and the button bands. I put off the buttons, I ripped out the button bands, I ripped out the steek sandwich, and then we were back to basic. So what I did, and then I threw it away in a project bag and didn't look for it. The weather was getting warmer, I don't need a cardigan, and I don't felt like knitting it all again. But after a few weeks I want to do that, and I also told myself, you not coast on something new, first finish that one, it will make you feel better. So I did do that. I knitted the steek sandwich again with a I-cord bind off, and I've sewn it, I guess. I really love the steek sandwich. You can see the dark. I did a crochet reinforcement. Actually, I'm more sewing machine reinforced person, but I want to try this one time, and I won't try it again because I prefer the sewing machine much more. And you can, the brown is shining through, and it's okay, but I will not do it again. So I did knit the steek sandwich, and then I did knit the button band. I'm a bit worried a little bit because I knit the cardigan continental, and I did this English style flicking, and it's not a good idea to change your needle or your knitting style in a project because of gauge. But yeah, I wanted it. So but I guess I was a bit afraid it would be too tight, but I guess it's okay. And it isn't blocked yet, so blocking will do the thing. And now I did the second steek sandwich, and I knit a few rows, then knit a row on the purl side, and you can fold it double. And now I have to do an I-cord bind off, and I wanted to finish that before podcasting, but it didn't happen. So, and then when I have done this, I will place my buttons again. So, and then I will knit the button band, so I will exactly know where the buttonholes must be. And when I finish that, I will pick up the stitches and knit the color all over the neckline and over the steek sandwich and the button band. And I will knit it much more shorter, not 50 rows, but maybe I have to measure my favorite cardigan, the other, for the nice one, and I can fit and I can make it. And when I wear it and discover it isn't a correct, it isn't right, it has to be longer or shorter, I only have to rip out the bind off and pick up the stitches, and I can add a few rows or rip out a few rows without ripping out all the steek and that stuff. So it wasn't it is not much of a pleasure, but I'm learning, and I guess it won't happen to me again. So it's okay. So I'm working on that, and it feels okay. It was good to let it rest a few weeks, and now I'm motivated to finish it. So that. Then I'm a bit struggling, I guess, because this was my next project wasn't also working out. This is my Ariana cardigan I told you about last week, and I've made quite some progress. This is the you knit it from bottom up. No, you don't knit it, you crochet it from bottom up, but it was way too big. I can show you. I was almost ready for the bottom. Almost, I guess. I have to do it. I don't know. No, that doesn't matter. But I measured it, and it was way too big. And this pattern came in two sizes: small, medium, large, and extra large. And I don't know what else. But my size is small. mainly, and it was way too big. So I thought, okay, then it's oversized. Okay, I don't like oversized, but I knew it would be a bit oversized. Maybe I can make it a bit longer for a big oversized garment on a jeans. And then I thought, what are you telling yourself? Why would you make a whole cardigan in the fit you don't prefer? Why don't you start again? Because it only took a few hours, so why crochet the whole cardigan and then discover, oh, I'm not gonna wear this. You can also, because I've read in the comments on in the notes on someone's Ravelry page, she skipped one row from the crochet from the granny squares to decrease the size. The size. Do you say decrease the size? To smaller the size. So I started again, and I did some planning about my colors because I knew I have quite some long yarns Kylie in my stash, also gifted. Always gifted. Only the main color I ordered at Long Yarns, because I didn't have enough in my stash from one color. That's the brown, and I used yellow and salmi pink and a bit of dark red pink, and a dark gray and a green. But I thought when I'm gonna make tinier squares, I do need little yarn, so maybe I can skip some colors. So I have chosen for the yellow. I have one ball in my skein, one ball in my skein. I have one skein in my stash, and second color is this warm red pinky color. I have also, this is all I have in my stash, so it's quite exciting. Then I have a salmi pink. I have 2 in my stash, and I have a light gray. I also have 2 in my stash. I already all the threads are woven in. I did find a way for it. I will tell you about it, but I can rip it out as easy as I want to, but I will it is in my basket, because when I need it I will rip it out and use the yarns I need. But now these are the colors, so let me see. It's quite I like it, and it's quite it's more yeah, I don't know, it's less busy. When you use more colors, your cardigan will get busier, and that's okay when it's a scrappy cardigan, but this way it is less busier, and it's okay. I like it. So what I did this time, last time I was actually building my cardigan. Every time I needed to add a square or triangle, I needed all the colors. But now I was more in a production mood. So first I crochet all, I counted all the squares and triangles for the first row, for the bottom row. After I made this, so I crochet some tiny squares, triangles. I'm at the 4th color now for the 4th row, and the squares, and they have an extra color already, so I can join, and it goes quite faster. It feels faster than when I do one by one, so it's quite okay, and I hope the fit will be better. I can show you the difference. It's quite a difference. This is my new cardigan, and this is the old. So the difference is, of course, in length and in height, in length and in width, I guess. So yeah, it's quite a journey. But I decided this was a project knit a process knit, a process crochet work, a process work in which I'm enjoying the process of making it and not focused. I'm not focused too much on the end result. So the granny square crochet granny squares is my favorite thing to do. So I'm enjoying that as very much. What I didn't enjoy were all the ends I had to weave in. I don't dislike weaving in ends. It's okay for me, but there are so many ends. And what I want to know, is there a way you can weave in your ends as you go with crochet granny squares? I did use with my scrappy socks last week weaving Steve in, but is there also a way for granny squares? I couldn't find it, and then I looked myself. You can see this thread, Lang Yarn Kylie, isn't an even thread. It's a wobbly bobbly thread. So when you crochet with it, it's not even fabric. It's quite rough. No, it's not rough, it's soft, but it looks rough. And that makes it easier to hide some ends. So what did I do? When I started a new row, the first, there we go again, I guess double crochet, we call it a stokje. The first stitch I crochet double. So when I put my needle, my crochet hook in, and I just took the thread and I crochet with a double thread my first 2 stitches, and then I get over it with the rest, and then I cut it off without weaving in. Ooh, I don't know if it works. Maybe I'm crying when my cardigan is already finished. When I end a row, I make some, and I also next time I will took the crochet terms next to me on my laptop, but we call it halve vaste. So I go with some half stitches through the next hole, and I will put the yarn under my next row and then cut it off. So it's a bit exciting if it works out, but it costs me less time. I prefer that. So we shall see if this cardigan will be a success or not. It's absolutely okay, both of it. Let's see. I told you everything. Yes, I told you everything I want. Yes, that was all. I will put links to all my project pages on my show notes down below. And do I want to say something? No, I will be there next week with a new episode, and I hope I can tell you I made quite some progress. I hope I can tell you my Avena is finished. I hope I can tell you my Ariana I can see the fit will be much better. I hope I can tell you the second sock is on its way. Maybe, no, that's quite a lot. Maybe I can show you a new cast on next week. I don't know, we shall see. Okay, I wish you a very nice knitting and crochet week. I hope you have a nice project and a lot of crafting time, handwerktijd in Dutch. I want to thank you for watching, and I see you next week.